Okay, welcome back if you're not new, and welcome if you're new. I'm drawing again. I'm sitting outside of my car. You can maybe hear some birds. I don't know if you can. I hope you can because they sound very, very nice. And yeah, I'm just drawing, and that's what I'm doing. In reality, it's a summer day, but it's not summer yet. It's Sunday, as the day of recording is Sunday. Also, the day the video will come out, the 11th. And I should have been at work, but I'm not at work because all the old people at my job, they were on a trip or whatever you say. They were on a yeah, a trip, and they were super nice. So I have time off now for today, and I used it to help my mother since it's Mother's Day. My father and my brother and we got our mother flowers. Well, yeah. And then me and my little brother, we helped in the garden, doing some gardening, and we kind of suck at gardening, but at least we helped mom and dad, specifically mom because Mother's Day, and also just I didn't have anything better to do. Yeah, and I also made this drawing, which I actually think is pretty good. I was gonna do it in real time because I don't know. I just we'll see. Like if I can't figure anything out, I'll probably do like the video won't be 18 and a half minutes, but I think it will. I think it will. There's not really anything I have to do, so it'll just be fun. But we're getting really close to 900. We're at like 867 or 66 or something like that, which is pretty wild to me. Like that's a lot of people. That's a whole lot of people. Um, yeah, this is wild, and that's pretty cool. Yeah, still working on a painting. It's coming along. It's very different than what I usually do, but also, like you can clearly see that it's me who made it. Of course, nothing there, but it's different and still the same in some way. Like I just tried something new. I just felt like trying something new, and I think it worked out. I think so. It's not done yet. I'm still in progress, and I'm kind of going very slow with it because I just kind of want to not necessarily plan out everything, but just some of it at least. I want to know what I'm doing with. Yeah. Well, like already here with the eyes, I was like, okay, eyes are really cool. And I was watching. Can't remember what I was watching on my computer beside me. I can't remember. But yeah. So the usual like combo, like put the computer on the table and put on something like kind of like just anything really, and then just chill. Just make a drawing and chill out. Like the voiceover part is kind of like the most difficult, and it's not even that hard. But it's just sometimes I don't really have anything to talk about today. I haven't done that one. I was at a party yesterday, which was great with two of my friends. We just we hanged out at my friend's house. He lives on his own, which is really awesome because then you don't have to worry about parents or brothers and sisters. You would be disturbing by partying all night. Not that we're really loud, but it has there's a certain volume of partying, and especially mostly the hours that a party is going for. That's at least what I'm thinking. Of like it's kind of late. The party stops like at 2 o'clock and stuff like that, which is a great time to stop a party, I'd say. Yeah. Also, yesterday we spent 6 hours or something like that editing a movie our media class movie, and we're practically done. We just need one thing, which we need a password for from our teacher, because he has a login for the website when we need to get like some copyright free sound of a car breaking down, because my car didn't actually break down. We just like faked my car breaking down. So yeah. But other than that, it looks pretty good, and we spent a lot of time. We've spent a really long time making it good, and I think it's great. I actually think it's a pretty good movie. The dialogue isn't perfect, and the acting isn't perfect either. Like it's fine. I think it's for media class and very new amateurs. I think we did pretty well. It's also just weird seeing yourself in the same clothes, and you just know, okay, this take was not on the same day as this take, and then so on and so forth. And I didn't have time to wash the clothes. Like we were shooting like every other day, and sometimes like every day at one point, which meant like the clothes were just stinky. They were very stinky, and we had some scenes with a campfire. Luckily, we did those last, so we just smelled a little bit of smoke. But it's fine. It's fine. It was great. We did it, and we're done with that now. And then there's 1 week till I going on, not summer break, but I'm going on like, it's called reading break. So it's about, when you have an exam. So in Denmark you get a, not really a holiday, you get some days off, you get days off from school before your exam, because then you can study up and focus on that, which I think is awesome, because I really, like, personally, I don't care that much for studying if I have other stuff to, like, it's the other classes that I'm not going to exam for. I don't really care about those, because I still have another year of those. It's like why should I care that much about those? So I would much rather focus on the ones that I'm, them that I have an exam for, which would be actually a bunch of them, but at least some of them. I have two separate, like, I have 4 exams total. I think 4 or 3. I can't remember exactly. I have 2 math, one written and one verbal, and then I have a media class exam, and I think I have one verbal group and one verbal solo. I think it's not what it's called exactly, but you get the point. And I'm not nervous or anything. I'm most nervous about the group media class one, because anything in groups can go wrong, and it won't even be your fault, which I would be mad about, because if something has to go wrong, I want it to be my own fault. I don't want it to be somebody else's. But of course, we're scored individually. I think, not like the group doesn't get one exam based on the whole group's performance. I think everybody gets their own, um, you know, performance evaluation, where they, okay, so you did to an A, and you did to an F, and you did to a B, or whatever. That's not the Danish grade system, but you get the point. It's just to put up the point. Yeah. But that's the one I'm most worried about. But I'm not really worried again. Like, I'm like, yeah, it's probably all gonna work out, and I'll do my best. Like, I've been to the classes, I've listened throughout the classes we've had, so I should be able to do at least like decent, I think. And I feel confident in my group too. There's only one person I'm a little bit not confident about, but I think they'll pull through. Yeah, getting halfway through the video here, um, which is cool, which is nice. And nice of you to stay if you stay this while. It's kind of a slow video, slow Sunday, just chilling. Um, and there isn't really a lot I can do. I think yeah, there's not really anything I can do. I got a message about someone, or he or she, I don't really know. They gave me an offer on something I was selling on, a reselling platform, and I was like, yeah, okay, I can do that. And I said to them, if you buy it quickly, I can send it today because the shops where the post office, it closes earlier on Sunday. But this person just didn't react. I don't know, like, where I supposed to bid you up. I don't think so because like if I throw out an offer for something, that means I want to buy it if I get a yes to the offer, like the author offer, not author, offer. Words, man. But I don't know. This person like didn't, I guess, and it's not the end of the world. I think I'm making money on it still. I'm pretty sure I am, but also just it's just like I'm just trying to get rid of the kind of the layer I've built up, kind of lay off some decent stuff. But I just realized that most of the profit I ever made came from a few things rather than a bunch of things. Of course, there were a bunch of times where I earned a little and it gained a long way. But with that point, you had to sell a whole lot of stuff to like actually be able to live on it. So now I'm just kind of selling out of the stuff that I have and not really buying anything else. And no, unless I'm like nearly certain, but you're never gonna be completely certain about something. Just at least then I buy stuff in my own sizes so I can use it myself. And I still sell my old stuff cheaper than I bought it, just because like if I can get some money for stuff instead of just donating it, that's good enough for me. I would also donate stuff like if I know okay I can't sell this for anything like worthwhile, I'm just gonna donate it. But mostly I'm just gonna what is it called try and sell it. Especially if I'm buying new clothes, not new in the sense of like new, but new used clothes. I like buying used most of the time. Like price is good, but also just I think this you find cooler stuff, and it matches more with my style. I like used things. I like distressing. I like real fading instead of like those that fake print stuff. I want it to be authentic when it comes to that, and of course you will make it yourself, but just also with the internet you can find everything you want used. Like there's at least one person who's got exactly what you want used. To be honest, so it's like it's not really a problem in any way. Yeah, I think this drawing is really cool. I like this drawing a lot actually. Like compared to some of the other small drawings I've done, it's really like weird. They kind of like go from hit or miss. There's some of them I'm like, okay, I could live without doing that again. And others one like, okay, this is really great. And I thought about like the best way of displaying the small drawings, or if I were ever to get them outside of the sketchbook, it would be to like, get a kind of large frame and just cut out each page and just lay them beside each other, kind of like a grid or something, if you know what I mean. Just ding, 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 like just like they do with Pokemon cards in the kind of in the binder of Pokemon cards. Same thing here, just with my drawings, but not in a binder, just in a frame. Yeah, you get the idea. I think you get the picture, and that would be pretty cool. I think, but since I'm still not selling my other stuff, which is more traditional in the same, so it's like I'll mostly be buying frames because I really want something to sell, or I want a frame for it. Because frames are not that expensive, like, but they're just not cheap either. It's not something where I'm like, oh, I can just buy another frame. I can, but I much rather use my money on other stuff if I have a choice in it, in the say in the matter. But we'll see. We'll see. I probably will be buying more frames at some point. Of course, I'm also looking in when I go to thrift stores. I'm looking for everything cool. I'm never really looking for anything specific in thrift stores because I think that's a bad way of going about it. You can find really cool stuff, but you can also find really like bad stuff. Sometimes I look for frames, like trying to get some simple, easy frames for cheap, because they're usually very cheap compared to like new frames. But they have just, it's very rare that they have something basic and in a cool way. It's kind of these weird colored, badly made ones, or just weird sizes, and then it's not really worth my time to buy those. But hmm. Yeah, I know. I was just checking out the birds. A bird landed on our courtyard. Yeah, on the farm. I really know. I really like making these videos, these more like daily, and every time I have time. Videos, I think they're great. Of course, like this is a very long one compared to the others, which are normally shorter, which is like, of course, you guys definitely understand. But if I were to live on my own, I would maybe do a video at some point if I didn't have that much time, where we just talk whilst I'm creating the video. That would be smart. Since I'm not really using a microphone anymore, I'm just talking into my phone. So if the phone is closer to my mouth than the paper, you should be able to like listen to the drawing being made and listen to me. But you know, I like this version too, this way of doing things. Because also with a voiceover I can say specific things if I'm thinking about stuff, or I can talk about how last video did, which is pretty well, and stuff like that. So I don't really know. I'm just gonna do more art. Just gonna keep creating and keep on keeping on, I guess. Making more stuff. We're getting very close to the monetization goal, and every kid's dream of being a YouTuber, getting very close to that. That was my dream personally, or at least one of my dreams. I was like, oh yeah, that would be really cool, because you look up to these people, even if you don't like know them anyway. You just look up to them in some weird way. Yeah. But my problem is not really the views or the subscribers. The views is kinda not really, but it's the subscribers. I get those fine enough, and I'm getting closer, and I'm getting there, which is awesome. But that's not the problem with the monetization. For me, the problem is the watch hours. I get less watch hours than I should be getting if I want to be monetized soon. But if you've watched this far, you've definitely helped me a lot, which is why I want to say thank you for that. And please like, subscribe, and comment if you haven't done that. I love you guys. Bye.